Hello, 'tis I, Insert Two Names here. I'm gonna be doing another commentary.
By the way, this user only makes commentaries, so he really needs to put lots of effort into his videos. Yeah.
So the video I'm commentating on is called Simon Rand's Cartoon Network Part 3, and I don't really need to explain what it's going to be about, just hear the title. And unfortunately, I still have not found any more pictures for my avatar, so I'm only going to be using 5 again. So, play the video.
So in the first few parts, I said
two
my
videos,
opinions
only
about
2
several
people
Cartoon
watched.
Network
That's so
Can you please just stop the video and say what you've got to say? It's really hard to understand what you're saying over my speech.
making a
I
rant.
think that everybody knows what bothers me in this show.
The fact that they're not like classic cartoons with their good body proportions and good eye color.
No, I hate them because they are not entertaining, most of them don't even have a plot point, and they are a waste of time even on the internet. It's sad that internet cartoons have a more developed plotline than those of Cartoon Network. Really sad.
From the shows that premiered until 2005, I only hate 2 shows. But after that, almost everything that premiered was terrible.
The Amazing World of Gumball, Regular Show, Mysterious History, Class of 3000.
Well, I didn't say that all of them are bad, I said almost all of them are terrible. Oh, and the Regular Show and Class of 3000 are terrible shows. They are just as bad as Fred the Show. Yes, I hate them just as much.
Some shows that were good at first became later really stupid, and the only
mean
show
when they
I
stopped
really
being
liked
like
was cancelled after
classics?
10 episodes. From the shows that haven't been cancelled yet, I only like one show. And unlike Chowder and Camp Lazlo, Gumball became better with later episodes. I've never been a fan of action cartoons, since I prefer comedy.
Yeah, but with action cartoons, you get plot, story, character development, comedy that's not limited to slapstick, things like that make series better.
So basically you're saying that comedy shows don't have developed characters, developed plots and stories and are worse than action shows? I don't think so. Also, every comedy show has several types of humor, not just slapstick. And with this statement, you basically said that Gumball, Regular Show, and Class of 3000 don't have developed plots, don't have developed characters, and so on because they are not action shows. Well, I agree about Class of 3000 and Regular Show.
Now I prefer these cheesy action shows over everything else on this channel.
Of course you are, because Generator Rex and Young Justice are awesome.
Or maybe because Regular Show, Adventure Time, and a lot of other Cartoon Network shows make Disaster Movie look good.
Anyway, let's continue with other shows. I'm going to start with the European co-productions. Most of these shows weren't shown in the United States.
Then why bring them up at all? If they haven't been aired in the United States, why are you talking about them? This is an American site, after all, so most of the 17 people watching this don't know what you're talking about.
First of all, these are my videos. I can talk about everything I want. Second, not everybody that is on YouTube is from the United States. And third, have you even seen the views my video got? You just looked at the ratings. Jish. Also, when I searched YouTube and found those shows, many people from the United States wanted to know something about these shows. So, that's the reason why I mentioned them.
Another European co-production is Robot Boy.
Finally, something aired in America. Now I can actually have some content in this commentary. Took you long enough.
Or you could have watched those shows on the internet and sent your opinion. Just saying.
This show would have been much better if they got rid of Gus. He's annoying and stupid.
You mean like you are right now? You're pretty annoying and stupid right now.
Oh my god! I didn't know saying my opinion is a crime!
The only 2 likable characters in this show are Constantine and Dr. Kamikaze. But sadly everything else in this show was quite bland.
So, can I expect any reasons as to why?
Originally, I explained much more on why I hated those shows, but the video was too long and I didn't want it to make a part 4, so I skipped certain parts. But since you wanted to know why, I will describe the characters. Tommy is a stereotypical boy who has a mean brother. His father doesn't give a crap about him and his friend is an idiot. Then one day he gets a robot who becomes his best friend and finally something happens in his life. Oh my god! A scientist fears his invention will be used for evil. Where, oh where can he hide it? He decided to give it to a 10-year-old boy because there nothing bad can happen, right folks? Lola is just there because she loves Tommy and she is often useless. And of course Gus. He eats all the time, farts all the time, he cares just about himself. He has an annoying loud voice and he has the IQ of a peanut. And almost every episode has the same plot. A random villain comes and he tricks the kids so that they are in trouble. Then Tommy remembers that he forgot to fill the robot's batteries. The kids always think of a plan how to fill the batteries and then a robot boy defeats the enemies. Here and there an episode is slightly different, but 80% of all episodes are like this.
What? Why would you rate something a score when you're ranting on it?
Because it's a rant on Cartoon Network and a review on some of the shows they air.
You make no sense.
How about if you would have read the description in the video?
After this came Elliot Kid.
Never heard of it. Skip.
Consider yourself lucky.
And the final co-production is Chop Sucky Chucks. This show is horrible. The animation is disgusting.
Cause DNCG.
And the jokes suck.
Eggs, because remember, it's about chickens.
It's another show that gets a 0 from.
So, care to explain why? No? I thought so.
Out of all the shows in this video, really out of all of them, I didn't expect that somebody would ask me why I hate Chop Sucky Chucks. Jish. Again, the video was too long, so I skipped certain parts, but I'm going to say now why I hate this show. Let's start with the characters, which are very strange and they don't look like chickens or any other animal. Even if the characters were mutated animals, they still don't look similar to them. This show also has no humor and it's just about fighting. And for a Cartoon Network show, it has a lot of racial stereotypes. I'm sorry, but I don't think that racial stereotypes are funny. Maybe because I don't live in the United States.
Now I'm going to talk about other shows that are on Cartoon Network.
Took you long enough, and you took like a third of your video for shows that aren't even airing anymore. It's 2012. Actually review those shows when you rant on them.
But they were.
Again, this is my video. I can talk about everything what I want. Also, those shows are still on TV, at least in my country, and they still suck.
Stupid show on Cartoon Network is also Johnny Test.
Ooh, let me guess. You're not gonna explain why.
It's a ripoff of Dexter's Laboratory.
Care to explain why? No? Alright.
Well, for starters, look at the characters. The twin sisters, just like Dexter, have red hair, wear glasses, are scientists, make weird experiments, and get annoyed by their sibling. Johnny, on the other hand, is a ripoff of Didi from Dexter's Laboratory. They don't just have the same hair and eye color, they also annoy their siblings and cause troubles all the time. And of course, weird experiments that get out of control easily happen in both shows. So yeah, I think it's a ripoff of Dexter's Laboratory.
I also watch a show called Almost Naked Animals.
Cancelled show, so I don't really care.
The show isn't cancelled yet because the new season is in production and is going to be shown on Cartoon Network.
Even before it premiered, I was interested in this show because I am a huge fan of Mad TV and I wanted to know if this show is good or if it sucks. It is actually good. Sure, this is Mad TV, but it has funny jokes, and the gross and completely weird and random jokes are only in a few sketches in each episode.
So what I'm hearing is blah blah blah. I'm a hypocrite.
Why? Just explain. Why should I be a hypocrite? If a show has about 2 or 3 sketches that have humor that I don't like, but the rest, the whole 11 minutes of the show that is left, has good jokes, why should I hate it? The shows that I hate have gross and stupid humor from the start to the end.
This actually doesn't bother me because this show is not trying to make a plot.
Well, regular show and Adventure Time are episodic episodes with plots based around them, while Mad is just a sketch series.
Adventure Time, a regular show, feel like you would take a bad joke from Matt and stretch it to 11 minutes. That's how I see it.
There are more good jokes than bad ones. The only problem this show has is that the jokes will be outdated in a few years.
That's not an actual problem, that's just what happens when you make a sketch-based TV.
Since I don't want to make a part 2 of my commentary, I'm going to skip certain parts of these 2 videos. Jeesh.
Another reboot is The Garfield Show.
Not a
This
reboot.
show is boring, unoriginal, not funny, and the characters move like robots.
To put it simply, exactly like the comic strips.
Also, the CGI makes the characters look really ridiculous.
Again,
Garfield
just like the
is
comic
talking all
strip.
the time to the viewers and it
Breaking the fourth wall in Garfield? What is this witchcraft?
explains things that everybody knows. Why? Does he think we are idiots? This show gets a 1 from me.
All the negatives you get, it sound more like a 0.5 than a 1.
Next is Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I only like some of the first Scooby-Doo shows, and I think they should stop making new Scooby-Doo shows and films. Scooby-Doo simply isn't good anymore.
Well, this show might have a
at
word
least
with
this show
you.
doesn't feature Scrappy or that annoying kid that always tries to sell stuff to people. In fact, from the Scooby-Doo shows that premiered in the last 20 years, this one is probably the best one. But I still don't like it.
But why? Explain!
Okay, I'm going to repeat myself for the people that don't pay attention. I hate it because I got tired of it. It's the same plot over and over and over again since 1969. Next, he complained about the fact that I called Batman the Brave and the Bold a parody of Batman. Well, I know the Silver Age. It sucks and I don't see a good reason why they should make a show based of it. And the reason why I called it a parody is because it reminds me too much of Challenge of the Super Friends. Also, I get annoyed that Batman says all the time that he wants to work alone and that he prefers to work alone, but in every single episode he teams up with another superhero to save the day.
What about giving that show a score, or are you just doing it on ones you've actually watched? Does that mean you haven't watched that show yet?
I watched every single show that I mentioned in this video. Oh, and yes, I forgot to write a score for one show. Silly me.
First reboot that I've ever watched.
It's like every other Looney Tunes show right ever. Skipping.
Most of the new shows are just stupid and gross.
I can name 15 shows that are better than the shows in the 90s off the top of my head right now.
Then what are you waiting for? Spit it out!
But I don't feel like it.
Don't forget, folks, a few minutes ago he was complaining that I didn't describe every single detail about certain shows. So this statement proves that he is a...
I'm a hypocrite!
And after that he kind of lost it. First he starts complaining about slapstick, Then he started complaining about the fact that I did names a few good old shows, even though if he paid attention and watched the first part and the second part, he would know which shows I like, and so on. He also called me stupid for my opinion. Also, in the video description, he called me a nostalgia tart. Yes, that word that sounds like a butthurt 5-year-old made it up. So, I'm not going to do a commentary on that part of the video because it would feel like I am picking on a retarded child.